turn 24, January 48. The Australians have built a marine and an infantry, and they've railed one infantry up to here. And they have one attack. The submarine that was here is going to go 1, 2, 3 and attack the destroyer here, and the destroyer is going to also attack that destroyer. The transport is hoping to land on Celebes, but if we can't take out that screening force with the destroyer and the submarine, then we will not be capable of doing that. That will be 2 Marines against a militia in jungle, so we'll see what happens there. And let's just finish the Australian campaign first before we jump over to somebody else. So, oh, look at that. It fits. All right. I got nothing else that's in range to do anything, so we're just going to do it this way. We've got a red, and we'll use a blue for the submarine, and we'll use a black for the defending destroyer. So the red is, or the orange is my, red, orange, whatever you want to call it, is my destroyer, and the blue is the submarine attack. All right, so the submarine missed, the destroyer got a hit, and the defender missed with a 12. Easy enough. We're gone. All right, now 2 Marines versus militia. The militia will be in yellow. It is jungle, but jungle, I believe, only affects vehicle class. There's so many different variations of what they do with the deserts and jungles. I don't quite have those down yet. So jungles, all vehicle class -2, carpet bombing reduced, and all land units reduced movement, and cost more to build things, but it doesn't, only vehicle class, and we don't have any vehicles, so it doesn't affect anything. So we got 2 at 2 and 1 at 2 in defense. And we've got nobody with a hit. We could be here for a while. And look at that, we got a hit on the Marine. So the militia is gone. The Dutch move up to 6. The Japanese move down to 59. That's insane. Okay, and we've cleared a blocker here for the Americans next turn. So the Americans will be able to reach this fleet and do an amphibious assault on Borneo if they so desire. So that was the whole point of that one. So that is no longer Japanese. There we go. That is the Australians. Now the FEC, they lost all their money, but I had a bunch of Dutch money, and I used that. So they built a Gurkha, a colonial, and a militia. And they only had militia, and this is not home country, so the militia can't move, so they just sat there. Literally, that's all they could do. So we're done. The FEC is done. They can't attack anything. They had no units left to attack. All they had was militia. Now, we've got a few attacks for the British. The British will be building five fighters and mechanized infantry. So the British are going to be attacking this stack here with 2 tanks and 3 infantry. I thought about bringing 2 more infantry into that, but then I also wanted to attack this stack because this is worth a bonus. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to be able to take that. So we're going to send these. We're going to send 1 guy in this way, and we're going to send 1 guy in this way. 1 from Transjordan, 1 from Western Egypt. I'm hoping for a bit of a fluke here, but it's desert, so I'm rolling at 1. I don't think I'm going to have a good odd of taking anything, but I wanted to at least hopefully knock down some units. And we want to take out these, you know what? We want to take out these aircraft for the Italians. Maybe that's a smarter move. I don't know. We'll just do that. We'll do 2 here, and you know what? We're going to go with what I originally decided. We're going to send 3 in there, 2 from here, 1 from here, and everything from Cyrenaica is going to go into Tobruk. I believe it's Tobruk. It's covered up, so I can't see it. So I'm assuming it's Tobruk. If I find out later on when I move all the units that it's different, I will know what to call it then. All right, so let's do some basic attacks here. It's desert, so let's check my desert rules because all the rules seem to be a little bit different. Desert. Terrain, deserts. All attacking land units -1. All attacking vehicle class retreat if they roll a 12. Okay. And because I want to retreat potentially to here, I'm going to throw one of these guys in from there because I can retreat to any place that an attacker has come from. And I might want to retreat my tanks to here so that I have a choice of which place to go. So that's going to be my move. Yeah. I do have the option to take this place out for $1, but I'd rather take out the planes there. So let's see what happens. We got 2 tanks at 5. No, yep, 5. We got 1 hit. And we've got 4 infantry at 1. No hits. And then the defense is 2 infantry in a fortified city. So they get +2. So they are at 6 and they missed. And we got 1 motorized infantry. But I believe all land units get the +2 in the fort. So it's going to be at 6 as well. Nope. 2 fighters at 6. 1 hit. And a tactical at 5. Missed. So 1 hit each. Whew, what do you take? Nothing's target selected, so you're probably going to lose an infantry. And the defense is probably going to lose the motorized because it's going to only defend at 4 next turn, and everything else defends 1 higher or more. So there we go. A motorized. All right, so we've got 3 infantry at 1 and 2 tanks at 5. No hits. All right. 2 infantry at 5 in a city. We got 1 hit. And we've got 2 fighters at 6. We've got 2 hits. And we've got a tactical at 5 with a 4, so that's 3 hits. So that is all of these eliminated. This is not looking good. So what you might do is retreat. I'm attacking 5 units that roll 5 or higher with 2 units that roll 5. Man, this is not smart. I don't have any other units here, and I'm going to be overpowered next turn if I don't succeed. So let's see if we can't knock down a couple units. So 2 tanks at 5. Unbelievable. 2 infantry. That's 1 hit. 2 fighters. That's 2 hits. That's it. We're done. Brutal. But you know what? I was going for a Hail Mary. It's the last turn. I wanted to take something away from them. I failed. But we'll see. This one here, I don't have high hopes. 2 at 1 in desert. I got a hit. Alright, so I've got 3 infantry at 4, and I got 2 hits. So that's it. We're done. And I'm going to take the German Marine as the hit. Because Italy's going to want to hold on to that with their own stuff. Because if Germany gets annihilated, Germany's units disappear from the board, and Italy's will still be there. Alright, so that's that one. Now I got one more attack up here. I will be attacking Bohemia, I believe. Oh, what is this place called? Of course, Bavaria. There we go. So we'll be attacking Bavaria. The artillery and Marines are not affected by the river that's on this one border, but these infantry and the tank will be for the first round. We'll be moving these 2 tanks from Belgium into Western Germany and then Bavaria. And these 5 tanks and 5 infantry will be marching in, and they will not have any radar or river penalties at all on that side. So, I'm trying to give you some focus on what's going on. So, we've got some artillery first strikes. So, we've got 1 British artillery. 7 is not good enough. And then we've got, how many do I have there? 3 German advanced artillery, so they're at 4. And we got 2 hits, so those are 2 first strikes. I'm going to say we're going to just eliminate 2 of these infantry that are going to be river penalty affected and keep everybody else. It's the nice thing about being able to select your casualties. You can decide where they come from. All right, now let's roll the rest of the British. So we've got 3 crossing a river at, well, 1. So we got 1 hit. We've got 1 tank at 5 crossing a river. That's a miss. We've got 5 infantry at 2, and we got no hits. We've got 5, 6, 7 tanks at 6, and we've got 3, 4, 5 hits out of that. Everything except for 1 8. So we got 2, 4, 5, 6 hits in total on the Germans. So they are going to lose 6 infantry, I'm assuming, leaving them with 12 left. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 infantry that are surviving at 4, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Wow. Five hits on the British. And then we got 6 more infantry that were eliminated. So we'll roll 6 more at 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 hits. So we're going to probably lose these infantry. I was hoping to be able to do this. So that's 3 infantry, and I need 1 more. So we'll lose the artillery. Well, actually, the artillery bumps up one of the Marines, eh? So we'll lose a Marine. I should have bumped somebody up, but I didn't. Next round I will be fine. So there's no river penalty anymore. All right, so we've got a Marine and artillery. Marines bumped up. I should have done that last turn, but whatever. An 8 and 11. They both missed. All right, so we've got 3 and 5 tanks for 8, 6. Okay, that's a 9. So we've got a 5, a 6, another 6, and a 5. So we got 4 hits. All right, so I'm going to take one of these reds off and give them a white in exchange. So let's roll the 4 that survive or that eliminated. 1 hit, and then we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 surviving infantry at 4, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more hits. And then 3 advanced artillery at 4, and we got 1 more. So 2, 4, 6. Nuts. Man, I thought I'd be able to get more hits than this. It's the dice, you never know. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've only got 4 tanks left. The Americans can come in there and do a 1-2 punch on these guys, so I'm hoping I can eliminate some units here. So we'll do that now. It's basically what I was doing with this. If I don't, I'm going to be a little bit out of position. This is why Russia didn't do anything last turn. Whew. 4 tanks at 6, and I got none hits. No hits. 3 artillery. 1 hit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's enough. I got 3 1s, 2 3s, and a 4. That's 6. And I only got 4 units, so we're done. Nuts. Yeah. I don't know what to say. That was a mistake. Well, that was also some bad rolling, so the British failed, but they did wear some of these units down. Now, Britain is going to non-combat move 2 tanks into Belgium, and using their transports, they're going to move 3 tanks over to here, and I can also bring in an airborne as well, but that's all the units I have. Nuts. Yeah, maybe the Americans take that. I'm kind of doubting it now. Whew. Well, if we keep playing for another round here, there's not a lot of units left there. We did take out, they had 17. They're now at 8. So we did take out half of them. And they still have their 3 advanced artillery. And, yeah, the British lost a pile of tanks and dudes. I was hoping that was going to be a success. We shall see. The Americans can hit them with this stuff. I was kind of thinking about hitting Russia with that stuff. But I was banking on a British success. So I don't know what I'm going to do now. All right, so that changes where I'm placing my units then. I was going to place a fighter down in South Africa, but with what just happened here, we'll be placing, and we do have advanced factories, so we will be placing 5 fighters and a mechanized in London. I think next turn I'm going to have to build a stack of infantry and start helping France reinforce. Whew. But yeah, I did have a lot of British money last turn, so hallelujah, we spent it. All right, I might as well just transition straight away into the French turn. So I'm not even going to take a delay. What I'm building is 5 French infantry in France, in Paris. And we are in home country, so we are going to move these, and we can move the militia as well. And we're going to throw the fighters. We'll leave the fighters in Paris so they can scramble there if need be. Nobody else really has any aircraft. But we'll be okay. We're going to place 5 of these right here. Ooh, I think I had a plan for these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have long range. I can't reach because I don't have long range. I got 5, but I don't get the 6. All right, so that is all we got. We will be moving these French infantry up to here as a bit of a blocker. They're not much, but it's something. France is going to hold Syria. This tank is going to get eliminated if I leave it alone. So let's just give it a Hail Mary here. I was hoping to bring in those fighters. Oh, I know where I can bring those fighters in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But only one of them can reach because the other one was in Picardy and not an airbase. So we're going to do this attack here. All right, so those are my 2 French attacks. And France, I don't know what they're going to collect. We'll figure it out. All right. We are in mountains, so my infantry are attacking at 1. So 2 at 1. Misses. And 1 fighter at 6. Missed as well. All right, and then we have 2 infantry defending at 4. We got 1 hit, so we lost an infantry. All right, so 2 French infantry, a fighter, and I'm going to roll the 1 French infantry in blue, fighter in orange, and 2 German defending infantry in black. All right, so the infantry failed, the fighter failed, and one of the 2 German infantry got a hit, so we're down to only a fighter left, which will retreat to Morocco. And that was a failure. Man, sometimes the dice are with you. Sometimes you can't get a hit on a 6, but you're getting hits on 4s instead. All right, so I've got 1 tank. It's attacking 2 Marines and a tank in desert, so I got 1 at 5. That is a 9. I've got 2 infantry, and the orange is going to be the tank on defense at 5. And one of my infantry got a hit at 1. Unfortunate. These are kind of Hail Mary shots, and I normally wouldn't do all of this, but it is the last turn of the game. So I'm trying to get stuff figured out. So France will be collecting $14, and they get no bonuses. Just because I'm still going here, we're going to go British wartime economy is 6. FEC collects 5. Australia collects 7. The Dutch collects 6, so 6 for that, and 6 for the wartime economy is 12 in total. And then Britain itself didn't gain anything, so they're still at 33. Plus they have no bonuses because they lost to Suez. That was the only one they were collecting. So yeah, they get $33. There we go. All right, so that is the British and the French turn. French make 14 income. UK gets 33, FEC gets 5, Australia gets 7. Wartime income is 6, and the Dutch make 6 as well. I just pooled them together so I could spend them where I want, because it is one united economy broken into pieces, and the wartime economy and the Dutch money, I believe, can both be spent where seen fit. So that's what I've been doing here. I did get a massive Lend-Lease from the Americans last turn, which bumped me up to $50-some for the British. If you're wondering why I had so much money, it's because I got a massive Lend-Lease. They Lend-Leased me half of my 33 income, or $16, I think it was. All right, and there we go. That is the British and the French all done. All right, it's the final Italian turn. We're attacking southern France. The fleet has come from Sea Zone 81 and moved 51, 50, and 49. On the way, we picked up 2 Marines here, and we marched over 4 infantry and 6 advanced mechs. And we're going to just take that over. So France is going to go down a buck, and Italy's going to go up a buck. Over here, we've got a little bit of action. I was really hoping with the British to take something over, but I failed. I just didn't have the right units, and it was a Hail Mary, and it failed. So we're going to have an attack here, and the fighters and the tactical are going to return to northern Italy when they're done. So that will be the move there. I thought about taking Transjordan, but if I'm going to play this responsibly as a player, I don't want to do some kind of crazy Hail Marys. I mean, I could start grabbing everything I can, but I hate it when you know it's the last turn and people start acting weird. So that's the plan here. We're going to take out this militia and steal $1 from the British here, I believe. Yep, $1 from Western Egypt. So we're going to do that right now. Oh, I'm sitting on the factory. There we go. All right, pretty simple. That's 2 fighters at 6, no hits, 1 tactical at 7, and that's a hit. Militia back at 2, and it missed. Done. Just like that, we're done. And we are going to convoy the British again, because, well, I don't need to convoy. I'm going to move this sub 1, 2, 3. Just because it would be handy to have that sub in the med if something happens. And there is absolutely no threat on this side, except for the Americans are over there, but the Japanese should have them under control if we continued playing the game. Alright, so there we go. The British go down a buck and the French go down a buck. And Italy has built 5 advanced mechs up here and 2 more Marines down here in Rome. So there we go. Yeah, I've been doing this for everybody else. Let's just do it again. So Italy is going to roll for wartime economy, and they get 7. So Italy moves up 2, France to 14, France moves down 1 to 13, and Britain moves down 1 to 32. So Italy collects its 14, plus its 7, plus it gets another 6 for all of its another 6 for all of its wartime bonuses, so it is collecting $27. Then it's the Italian turn. On to the Americans. It's the Americans' turn. I'm not even going to show their builds because it's the very last turn of the game, and it will not affect anything that happens with any of the game here. I'm just going to place these Italian planes up here where I forgot to move them to, though I said where they were going. So, all right, so Americans, I am going to move. I already kind of moved these things. 2 more infantry up to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take 2 chips. That's a non-combat move. They're going to combat move in on these Germans. Let's hopefully be able to eliminate them. And then non-combat move these. What have I got there? 8 infantry plus 2 more for a total of 10. It's not a huge stack, but we'll reinforce these British tanks and whatnot. Let's see if we can't eliminate the Germans in Bavaria. Alright, so there are some The Germans do have 3 advanced artillery, and they messed with everything. Okay. So, there's no river for the Americans. We have 5, 6 elite Marines rolling at 3. And we got 2 hits. That's a bonus. Then we have 7 infantry. Rolling at 2, and we got 2 more hits. If only the British could have got some hits. The Americans wouldn't have had to do it this way. Alright, and then 2 Marines at 2, and then a light tank at 4. That's another hit. And a medium bomber at 7. That's another hit. So 2, 4, 6. Alright, so the Germans have 5 infantry at 4. They get 2 hits. And they have 3 more. And they get 2 more hits. So they get 4. So the Germans are going to lose 6. Leaving them with 2 infantry and 3 artillery. And the Americans are going to lose 4, leaving them with 3 infantry left of their previous 6. 7, sorry. All right. Now, let's see what happens here. 2, 4, 6 elite Marines. Yeah, we only got 1 hit this time. We've got 5 Marines and infantry at 2, no hits. A light tank at 4, that's a hit. And a medium bomber at 7, that's another 7. Alright, so retaliation is 5 units at 4. And they got 1 hit back, so 3 Germans, so they have 2 elite advanced artillery left. And the Americans only lose 1. There we go. So, medium bomber at 7, light tank at 4. There we go, that's all we needed. And 2 advanced artillery at 4, that's 1 back. So, there we go. The Germans lose Bavaria to the US. And there's an air base there, and I've been using the thing where you can reinforce captured bases, so we'll just leave the plane there. Now, that is worth, I'm not sure how much here. Of course, there, 3. Okay. So the Americans go up to 66, and the Germans go down to 13, tied with the French. That's pretty rough. All right. Oh yeah, I should get rid of those. And I need an American roundel. That is going to be the last of my combats on this side, and now I have to move to the Pacific zone. There we go. The Americans hold Bavaria. All right, now Pacific. The Australians broke the blocker. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be splitting my fleet into 2. Most of the fleet is going to be staying on this card, and it will be moving here. And then a small amount of the fleet will be here, although I do have 2 aircraft carriers there. My planes have the opportunity to fly back to those carriers, because they're only used in the naval battle, but I may or may not do that. We're going to attack the Philippines with 3 elite Marines and an infantry, and then bring in a fighter to take out that one guy in the mountains. Down here we got 2 Elite Marines versus 6 Elite Marines. Hopefully I can eliminate them. I have not thrown a plane into that, but just in case, I'm going to throw 1 tactical in there. I am not bombarding. Everything else here, the 4 fast battleships, the 5 cruisers, the 3 destroyers, the 2 aircraft carriers, along with 3 fighters and 3 tacticals, which some of which came from those carriers, will be engaging the fleet here. So I got 2 heavy cruisers, 2 destroyers, 2 heavy battleships, and 2 carriers with 4 fighters. Alright, and just because I can, we're going to non-combat move this stuff 1, 2, 3, so that it's prepared to come in and do a landing next turn. Even though I'm not going to, I just wanted to show what I would actually do. So you couldn't even see it. All right, so this little bit of fleet and units are coming from the home country here at San Francisco. I'm moving 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to land on the Marshall Islands. From here, we have the range to hit the Philippines if necessary, or something else along the way. And yeah, we shall have an entertaining time. So up here, let's do this one first. We're going to bombard with the 2 fast battleships, and we're going to have 5 destroyers versus 1. Now, numerically, I should win this, but I've had some weird rolling turns in the game, so you never know. So we got to fight the screening force in the Philippines first. So we're going to roll 5 dark ones and a yellow one for the defense. All at 4. And the defense missed and the offense hit twice. So there we go. That's eliminated. No casualties to the Americans. And now we're going to do the land battle here. So we've got 2 fast battleships bombarding at 4, and we got a 1. That's all we needed. We're done here, and we're going to just slam that fighter on the carriers for now. And we're going to remove this, so the Philippines is worth 2. So Japan's going to go down 2 to 57. The Americans are going to go up 2 to 68. Alright, so that is the Philippines battle. Now, I got quite the screening force over here. And we aren't going to have any first strikes. Nobody's got subs and everybody's got destroyers, so it wouldn't matter. So we're going to roll 3 attacking. Oh, let me move you back a little bit. 3 attacking destroyers at 4. We got 1 hit. We're going to roll 5 attacking heavy cruisers at 6, and we're going to get 2 more hits. 4 fast battleships at 8, and we've got 3 more hits. The carriers don't have an attack value. We've got 3 tacticals at 7. Not 1 hit. I was hoping for a target select, to be honest. And 3 fighters at 6. We got 1 hit with the fighter. So the Japanese are going to lose 1 fighter for sure. And they're going to take 2, 4, 6 hits. All right. Before they take their 6 hits, I'm just going to put down 6 here so I know. Plus the fighter. I'm going to now roll the Japanese in defense. So they got 2 heavy battleships at 10. Those are a pair of hits. I'd be surprised if they didn't. 4 fighters. 6. They got a 2, a 3, and a 1. I guess that's 3 fighters because they... or do you take 3 tacticals? I think you take the 3 fighters off the ship there. And then we've got, oh shoot, what is a heavy carrier worth on defense? Fleet carriers are at 2, all right, and damage are at 1. So 2 fleet carriers at 2. Oh, we got 1 hit. 2 cruisers at 6. 9 and 11 are misses. 2 destroyers at 4. They're misses. All right. Now, the Americans are only going to take 3 hits, and we're probably going to damage 3 of these heavy battleships. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw down 3 of these. And we'll throw the 3 down there. We'll figure it out. And they lost their 3 fighters. The Japanese need to take 6 hits. And they're probably going to lose this fleet battle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 hits on these. And 2 hits on these. And we'll fight back with 3 fighters, 2 heavy battleships, and 2 cruisers. See what happens there. All right. The attack is now 3 tacticals at 7 and not 1 hit. 3 damaged battleships at 6. We've got nothing. 1 at 8. That's a hit. We've got 5 cruisers at 6. Oh, we got some hits there. Not many, but a couple. And 3 destroyers at 4. There we go. 4 hits. Okay, so what are they going to get back on us? 3 fighters at 6. Oh, shoot, 2 hits. 2 heavy battleships at 10. Well, only 1 hit. 10 out of 12. They got a miss. You never know. And 2 cruisers at 6. Nothing. So 3 versus 4. Well, when I damage those, what do they go down to? I'm just going to snag another sculpt so I can get some damage ships down. Nope. When I take 2 damage each, they come down to a 6. That's not horrible. So we're going to damage both of them twice. So that's 4 damage tokens for both of these. And nothing else comes off. Now these guys got to take 3 hits. I've already lost 3 fighters. I got room over there to land for 3 planes, so we can take off 2 hits on one of these, and we can take off another hit on one of these and damage it. And then we're done. Some naval hit taking. All right. Oh, I didn't really want to do that. Might have to lose a plane. Because my planes can't land. I forgot to have a fourth plane over here. Maybe not damage this one then. And we'll damage this one instead. There. We've got 4 damaged battleships. And 1 eliminated carrier. Alright, so 4 battleships at 6. Nothing. 4 cruisers at 6. 2 hits. 3 destroyers. Nothing. 3 tacticals. Oh, we got a target select. Look at that. And nothing else though. Only got 1 hit with 3 tacticals in 3 rounds. Okay. So that is the number of hits we got. 3 plus a target select. Not that it really matters. Alright, so we got 2 defending at 6. We got 1 hit. We got 2 more, I guess, at 6. Nothing. And then we got 3 fighters at 6. Ooh, that's 4 hits. Rough. Rough. If I was going to target select something, I would take one of these out. And if they're going to take 2 hits on themselves, they are probably going to lose 2 of the planes because they got no carriers left. All right, so there we go. Round number 4. It's a good thing you don't have to do this in 2 rounds like blitzing. I'd be in rough shape. So I've got 9 at 6 for the cruisers and the... Oh, no, I had to take 4 hits. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. There we go. So I got 8 for the cruisers. 2, 4, 6. And the damaged battleships at 6. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. They only have 4 they can take, so we're done. But just to see if my tactical is doing better, I got 1 hit again. Okay, so 2 hits out of 12 rolls at 7. Okay, so we've got 3, 4 at 6 in defense, and we get 2 hits. All right, so our defensive hits take 2, and the offensive hits eliminate everybody. Now we get to fight the land battle for a change. All right, so we've got 6 infantry, or 6 elite marines, and I'm going to use the 2 blue ones to signify my regular marines at 2, and the other ones are at 3. We got 1, 2 hits, so we needed. I guess I didn't need to bring in the plane, and then we got 2 at 5, and we got 2 hits back, so we're going to lose 2 regular marines, and the Japanese are going to lose Borneo again. And the Americans can make it Dutch, or they can make it American, but I think they're going to leave it Dutch. So my fleet is down to 4 damaged battleships, 2 cruisers, a carrier with 2. We'll just leave 1 on there, and we're going to put the other 3 up here because this fleet's actually stronger now. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Now, I didn't build anything with the American money. And if I was going to build something, I think I would lend lease the British half of their income in FEC. I would lend lease the British half of their income in Europe. I would lend lease France a fighter probably. And whatever's left over I would build into infantry, or man, I need a navy to rebuild on the set again. I don't really have all that much. It's not horrible, but the Japanese have more than I have still in total, in aggregate. So it's not a pretty picture. So we're just going to throw these 4 transports on there. All right, so the Dutch go up 2 to 8, and the Japanese go down 2 to 55. Now, Japan did an excellent job, and since it was me, I'm not trying to float my own boat. I was looking at how do I make this the hardest for the Americans. By putting out the blocker here and then the blocker here. Once I break through this with the screening force, I have 2 options. I can move 1 space and conduct a naval battle, or I can stay here and do an amphibious assault, but not both. Now, if I managed to get over to here, I probably would have brought all these Marines in there as well, and I would have amphibiously assaulted Hong Kong, Kwangtung, Hainan, and a Tonkin, Cochin China, Siam, British Malaya, all at once from the same sea zone. But I couldn't do that because they double blocked me. That's the only reason I had to go for the Philippines and Borneo. Those are the only places I could break the blockers. So you can still screen and pass a blocker, but if it's the last turn of the game, it doesn't help you much. And next turn, the Japanese have, should there have been a next turn, they could have brought their 2 battle cruisers, their 4 destroyers, 2 battleships, 3 light carriers, 2 heavy carriers, 4 tacticals, a fighter, and 2 heavy battleships over to here or here, and scooped up all these loose destroyers they have as blockers to come in and engage, and they could have eliminated either one of these navies and had enough standing behind to be evenly matched with the second one, and that is scary because Japan's making as much money as the US right now, the same actually. So and that is the US turn. It's been a long one, but it was fun. These were the biggest naval battles I've had in a while. I really wanted to do this with the Japanese because they could have taken out one of their larger fleets. But then in the long run, the Japan would not be getting this bonus point for that. And this is worth a point for the Americans as well, so not a dumb thing to do.